Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And right off the top of my head, it stepped out here, and I started thinking, purple haze. Yeah, good old smog. But there's a freeway on the other side of those mountains that runs that way. So that's all the smog from all of the vehicles on the freeway. But you can see over here, there's none. Nice and blue sky. Blue skies from now on. Yeah. All right. So, update. I got through the night last night with the batteries again. But when I checked the history chart on it this morning, I did notice that somewhere around 1 a.m., the night before it was at 3:45 a.m. And what happened was, at the night before, at 3:45, I had 100% in the batteries showing on the logger. And then, in 1 minute's time, it dropped down to 25%. Now, what can make a group of batteries drop 75% in under a minute? That's the problem, okay? So the only explanation I have for that would be a battery problem. There's the three that are always playing and wrestling at this time. That's what they do every afternoon. The three of those, right? Same three dogs all the time. Brother, sister, and little lady with the crippled leg. She's a happy dog. Anyway, so that's the thing going on with the batteries. So last night, I got all the way through the night with 100% in the batteries. But when I checked the chart for the logger, right at around 1 o'clock, there was a quick spike of loss of power, and it came right back on again. So it didn't last through the rest of the night. It went off and came back on again. So there's something in the BMSs that's shutting those batteries down, or causing an extra load on the batteries at different times. Just weird. So I've been told time and time again, and people that don't read the comments and realize that I've been told time and time again that what I need is a balancer on my batteries. When you put in 12-volt batteries in series, you've got to have a balancer. Okay. Yes, and these are not smart batteries, so I don't have a problem with that. These are dumb batteries, and I couldn't afford a balancer, so I was doing without. It worked fine for quite a while, and then this situation came up. But I don't think a balancer is going to explain a 75% drop in 1 minute. That doesn't jive for me. But I can't tell you who, because they asked me to remain anonymous. But one of my viewers sent me a balancer, and it's going to be here on Monday, late in the afternoon. So probably Monday to Tuesday before I get it. I might get it Monday, I might get it Tuesday. But then we'll see what happens with that, because I'm still not getting response from Lead Time when I send them emails. And I don't hear anything from them for days at a time. Why they don't answer? Who knows? There's speculations that the batteries I have might be from a bad batch. That's a very good possibility, because the serial numbers are close enough to say that that's a good possibility. But, all right, so let's get off of that subject and move on down the line here, because the dogs are starting to gather around my legs. I got to get out here and do landmine detail, but I've got so many other things going on, I didn't have time to get it done yet. So for quite a while, the door on my automatic door on my chicken coop has been off. It's been gone because it's summertime, it's warm, but I like to have that thing closing down at night. It keeps them secure in there because a snake or anything like that can't get in if the door is closed. And I love that automatic door unit. Just a godsend. I've got 2 of those. And that's because I used to have one on this coop in here, which I turned into an isolation booth, and that didn't work either. So I can use all this wood that's in here to build my battery cabinets and stuff for the greenhouse. So that's what that's going to go to. But I've got to put more wire up on there because the dogs got through this one and there's holes in it. So anyway, there's the new door. I made it out of aluminum diamond plate. Pretty cool, huh? And on the 2 sides of it, because it's got to slide down in between grooves in that wood that I put on the 2 sides, I cut a slit down some shark bite 1/2-inch plumbing pipe. I cut a slit all the way down one side and slipped it over the diamond plate, so it's got a plastic guide on the side so it won't grab on the wood as it's going up and down. And I rounded the corners, the 4 corners on the metal plate, so they won't grab on the wood. Pretty cool little unit. It should be going down pretty soon because it's that time of night. But, oh, there's the red light flash. That's what I want to see, is every now and then I should have a red light flash on the unit up there above the door. And the wire is causing a blurring of my screen here. But it's about every minute or so there should be a single flash. And as soon as it gets dark enough, that thing will automatically lower that door. And then at first sunlight, it'll raise the door and let them out again. There's a flash just then. So that's a pretty cool thing. And I cleaned and refilled their little swimming pool there because we're starting to warm up again. But the report says there's a 45% chance of rain next Friday. That's interesting. We'll see what happens with that. But usually at 45%, we usually do see some rain here. So that'll be interesting. So I've also got a mouse problem in there that I got to take care of. They've eaten a hole through the floor in that corner. And then you can see right in, I don't know if you can see it, but right in that corner, the top of the OSB, there's a little corner eaten out right there. So they got in there and they ate a hole. Oh, I just saw a mouse run right past in front of the door on the inside of the coop. So yeah, I'm going to have to take care of the mouse situation in there. And I think that's going to be tomorrow's priority. The other thing I did today was I had some seam cracks show up on the garage roof, which is OSB. And if you look up on the stack up there for my waste oil burner, you see something hanging up there. That's the paintbrush I used to put sealant on all of the seams again. So I'm good for when the rains come, so it won't leak inside of my garage. On that last little rain we had, it did. And I went inside there and I noticed it was dripping off of my fluorescent light fixtures, which is not a good thing. So I made sure I got everything sealed up there. It's in good condition. All right. Now I did that temporary setup on my Tokuzi here to circulate the water to keep it from getting stagnant. And I forgot it one night, let it run all night long. So now you can see we're down to 11.2 volts and it's been charging all day. That battery is toast. Lead acid. When you drain a lead acid battery, whether it's sealed or open or anything like that, you drain them below 50% and you take them all the way down to zero, they're trash. They're what they call bricked. It's a brick. Because all we are is just another brick in the wall. You see the red light on there. That's low voltage. So that battery's toast. So I'm going to have to get that out of there. I've got a LiFePO 4 I can put in there. That'll be a much better deal, because if I forget it one night and it goes all the way down to nothing, all I have to do is charge it up and go again. That's an advantage of LiFePO 4. You can drain them down to zero and you can put them back in service the next day. But with lead acid, you drain them down to zero and pretty much it's a brick. It's not ever going to take a full charge again. So I have to get that going. That's another thing I have to do. And I got to make a dump run. That old car seat I had that I used to put in the back of the van for a third passenger if needed. The dogs have chewed off the whole face of it, so that's got to go down to the dump. That's a bye-bye thing. And I got my auger here because I had loaned it to a neighbor and they brought it back. So I'm thinking I'm going to start as soon as I can get all these other priorities done. I'm going to start the putting the posts in for my front porch area of the cabin. Even if I can't afford the concrete to do the concrete base on that, I will at least be able to put some that shade cloth over the top of it and have a little shady area in the front of the cabin. Of course, going into the winter, I don't really need a lot of that, but having the framework all done for the patio is just putting me that much further ahead. And drilling holes with the auger and sitting posts in there and pouring some concrete around them and backfilling, that's not a lot of work. And as the days are cooler now, I can get out here and I can take care of all of that in one day's time. So why not do it, right? I got all the poles right there. A couple of them blew over in the last windstorm. But I also have another inside of the blue container. I think I've got another 16 of them or so. So I've got plenty of posts. Get that all taken care of and I'll be ahead of the game. You can see how calm it is. The flag sitting at half staff. The turbine not moving at all. It's very calm out here, but it's also very comfortable. It's not that hot. I think it was only in the mid 80s today for the high temperature. Just a good day. So give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Come on, hit it. Doesn't cost you anything. It might even clean off the tip of your finger. And then you'll have to clean the lens of your phone. But come on, everybody, subscribe, please. This is G Bear, thanking you for joining me and signing off.